Grand rising, everyone. Woo,
Good morning. Woo, woo, woo.
woo. Morning, Wednesday, March the 4th. Oh my God. Time is just
Energy.
flying. Okay. Look, February went so fast.
What
Oh,
February?
I know, right? March the 4th. My brother just had a birthday, March the 1st. My other brother' birthday is tomorrow. Oh, these Pisces. Oh my God. Y'all still feeling good about 2026, y'all? It's 2026,
Yes.
y'all. We
Amen.
still in the first quarter. So many amazing things can take place in the first quarter. Welcome
Yes.
everyone to Wealth Building Wednesday, Grand Rising Elizabeth. So thankful and grateful for you all that are here. I just thank you so much. I give you all applause. My name is Lakeisha LeGrand, for those who don't know, also known as Madam Finance, because I love helping everyday people build wealth with confidence. Okay? Ooh, that's a cute picture of you, Queen. Ooh, y'all getting good with this social media,
Yeah.
artificial intelligence. We are just moving and making it happen. That is so cool. And so, for those who know, I love to start the show off with a millionaire or billionaire success story. So, we're going to start with that. Got a lot of information to share today. Okay. Today's success story is on Brian Armstrong. He grew up in San Jose, California, in a middle class family where education and curiosity was encouraged. His parents worked as engineers and believed strongly in learning and problem solving. From a young age, Brian showed a deep interest in computers, technology, and economics. While other children were simply playing games, Brian was teaching himself how software worked and studying how financial systems moved money around the world. That curiosity would eventually shape the path of his life. After graduating from college with degrees in computer science and economics, Brian began working in the technology industry. Eventually, he joined the fast growing company Airbnb as a software engineer. While working there, he noticed something that most people overlooked. Customers in many countries were having difficulty receiving payments through traditional banking systems. International transfers were slow, expensive, and sometimes impossible for people living outside major financial centers. Brian began asking himself a question that many entrepreneurs ask when they see a problem. What if there was a better way? Around 2010, Brian discovered Bitcoin. At the time, almost no one believed in it. Cryptocurrency was confusing, risky, and extremely difficult for ordinary people to access. Buying Bitcoin required navigating complicated software, unsafe exchanges, and unfamiliar digital wallets. But Brian saw something different. He realized that the real opportunity was not simply investing in cryptocurrency, but making it easier for the world to use it. So in 2012, he launched a company called Coinbase. His goal was simple but powerful to create a platform where everyday people could safely buy, store, and use cryptocurrency. In the early days, many investors doubted the idea. Cryptocurrency was still considered experimental and unpredictable. But Brian focused on building trust, security, and simplicity. Coinbase quickly became one of the most reliable ways for beginners to enter the crypto world. As cryptocurrency adoption grew, so did Coinbase. millions of people began using the platform to buy and sell digital assets. In 2021, the company made history by becoming the first major cryptocurrency business to go public on the NASDAQ. The company debuted with a valuation approaching $100 billion. Brian Armstrong, who had once been a curious programmer trying to solve a problem, became one of the wealthiest entrepreneurs in the technology industry. What so this is story goes really good and hand in hand on one of the topics that we're going to talk about that I have not talked about within these last couple of years is the subject of cryptocurrency. So one of the reasons why I thought this was prevalent because so many people within the last year or so have, I'm so excited, have opened up brokerage accounts. I'm just so proud of y'all. Y'all done opened up brokerage accounts. Y'all done started investing. Some people's already invested, but kind of like chill. But just to get that momentum back is just such a wonderful thing. And I'm just so excited about wealth building. And so a couple people had said, talked about cryptocurrency. So I want to really, really, truly talk about that. Now, I'm not anti crypto, but I just want you all to really understand the dynamics of what you are getting into when you get into the crypto space. Now, if anybody did anything exciting, anybody found a stock or anything that you think we should look at, or what was your last investment? Anybody do anything with the AI ETFs? Anybody purchase one yet? Nobody yet? Nobody? Okay, okay. Well, I did, okay?
I did look into it though.
Did look into it. That's good. Not looking. That's good. That's a start. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's
I did
action.
too.
I needed to understand it more.
That's taking action. Did somebody else say me too?
Yeah, me.
Okay, okay.
Me.
Okay, yeah, y'all can't miss out on that wave. The artificial intelligence, the ETFs. If anybody don't know what we're talking about, the ETF is Exchange Traded Fund. I do highly recommend you go to the previous videos that we take and post on YouTube at grandrisingelizabeth.com and also Madam Finance on my brand resume. You will see the past recordings on ETFs 101. So, one of the things I want to know, has anyone ever got with Bitcoin or somebody made you feel like, dang, you missed out? Did anybody ever feel like they missed out on Bitcoin when it first came out and then people was becoming millionaires? Anybody feel like they missed out on that wave?
Well, I didn't let's see, when I was doing what is that thing called? Um well anyway,
XRP?
no, no, it's the one where everybody come in at $25 and then you get somebody else to get, everybody, and then you split and all of that. What was that called, Danielle?
Gifting program. Was that
Yeah,
a
one of those, Susu.
yeah, that was a gifting program.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And then from there we went to the Bitcoin. I don't remember the name of that one, but I just did not understand it. It was too complicated, and we did put some money down, I think about $500 each, but um it's just sitting there. Don't know what to do with it, and didn't have good instructions. It's just too complicated. So if I go and look, it's some of it is still there, but I don't know what to do with it.
Yeah, a lot of times we get into different programs because people make us feel like it's I call FOMO. So we have FOMO, mean fear of missing out. Sometimes we get the because they always talking about, oh, you got to get in here, we gonna get paid. I'm telling you, millions. I know somebody, they already making money. And so we get into things and we jump into
Yeah.
things sometimes, not really knowing and trusting and believing what somebody else said, right? And that's common, ladies and gentlemen. It's so common because I've done it so many times, getting into different things. Fear, this could have been the next best thing. This could have been it this time. You've been through all this other stuff, but you're like, what if this is it? What if this is it? And so we have to not go with the hype. We do have to do our due diligence, right? Especially now we much older. We can't just get in and out of things like we used to. So I'm gonna go ahead. Do anybody have any questions or anything like that before we get started? All right. Queen, I got the power.
You got the power. You got the power.
Okay. Now I had closed out all the windows. And why when I do this, I see all these here.
So those who are on while you're looking, you won't see me talking because I'm having dental issues right now. I'm taking care of some things.
Okay. Can y'all see this? Or no? Because I done lost.
Not yet.
No.
Okay. There we go. What about now?
Yep. Yep, you're coming. There
Okay.
we go.
No.
There we go. Okay. Great. 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 Okay. Today we're going to talk about crypto versus real wealth. The dangerous money mistakes many beginners are making. For those who don't know, my name is Lakeisha LeGrand again. I am an ex-banker. I am not a financial planner. I am an investor and financial educator. The things that I'll be sharing with you today is all for educational purposes only. It's not giving you any legal advice or telling you what to invest in. So keep that in mind. Please always do your due diligence um, and find you a registered investment advisor if you really need some additional assistance. But I know that you all can make a lot of these financial choices for yourself on your own. Okay, so move this over. So one of the things that prompt the topic today, there was two ladies, two mistakes, and one lesson I want you all to think about. Lady number one opened up a brokerage account, I believe 4 or 5 months ago, and never funded it, but now is being told to buy XRP, crypto. Then it was another lady, lady two, got real excited. She's really working on building wealth, building legacy, working her business, and she got some money. Then a man talked to her and told her, and she got the money, and a man talked to her and told her she should invest in cryptocurrency. She didn't open up a brokerage account, no savings, no plan. Did that sound familiar? This happens every single day, ladies and gentlemen. People are going into cryptocurrency without being set up properly. Excitement is not a financial strategy. We have to have a plan on what we're investing in. We're going to do a quick crypto one-on-one basic history. What is cryptocurrency? Cryptocurrency is digital money, exists only online, no physical form. It runs on a blockchain, a digital public ledger. It's not backed by the United States government. It's value based 100% on supply and demand and speculation. And I'm going to go in more about speculation. It's not FDIC insured. If it's gone, it's gone. There's no repercussion, no getting it back. So Bitcoin launched in 2009 by Satoshi Nakamoto. Nobody even know who that is. Never seen them till today. They don't know if it's a group of people who started cryptocurrency. They don't know. But this is the name that was given who started cryptocurrency. So he's still unknown today. The reality most people don't know. There's over 20,000 cryptocurrencies that have been created, y'all. Over 20,000. Thousands have already disappeared and failed. They did not survive. Just because a coin exists doesn't mean it will survive, ladies and gentlemen. So keep that in mind. They have so many different cryptocurrencies, it's kind of impossible to know which one is going to make it, which one is going to survive. Would you invest in a business where 75% of similar business have already closed? Because 70 to 75% of all of these cryptocurrencies that hit the market fail. Crypto is still a developing market. Just keep remembering, even though it's been around and Bitcoin is doing well, it's still developing. I call this the crypto graveyard. Real cryptos, I'm going to talk about real cryptos that actually went to zero. Squid Game coin rose 75,000%, then crashed to zero overnight. Developers vanished, couldn't even be found. BitConnect was declared a Ponzi scheme. The Ponzi scheme. Investors lost $2 billion in that. Now with this BitConnect, I want to talk a little bit about that. Because the United States had to put a hold to it because people was being scammed. They put a cease and desist orders, leading the platform to shut down in 2018. The total defrauded amount of all the investors was $2.4 billion globally, not just in the United States. There was a number of victims. The scheme affected thousands of people across 95 countries. 95 countries. Money just erased within 24 hours of the shutdown. Couldn't find developers, couldn't find anything. You really have to be careful when you're working and dealing with the cryptocurrency. Because it was ranked at the 8th most valuable coin. 8th most valuable cryptocurrency in the world. It has started off at 0.17%. So that's what people really like cryptocurrency, because it be under $1. And then it rose all the way up to like $525. But it was a scam. The platform lured all kind of investors to get that. They had a trading bot. And so that trading bot was supposed to guarantee returns up to 40% every month. And it wasn't doing what it said it was going to do. Luna Terra lost $60 billion in 1 week in 2020. FTX Exchange founder was sentenced to 25 years in jail. Customers lost billions of dollars in cryptocurrency. So there is 24,000 plus dead coins that's tracked on a website called coinopsy.com. So it goes to show you that you have to be careful with these cryptocurrencies. It's so many of them. Who do you know? How do you can you even figure out what's going to be the next? You can't. It's all about speculation. The key nobody tells you about. If you lose your key, you lose your money forever. I know that very well. When Bitcoin first came out, so many people, that was the big thing. And I mean, I was spending a lot of money on Bitcoin because it was very inexpensive, very cheap. And they said this was the thing. You're gonna be a millionaire. You're gonna. And so I don't know. I could be a multi-millionaire today and don't even know it. Because I purchased a safe. I put all my important papers, everything into a safe, right? Because it's fireproof, right? So I'm thinking all my documents, everything was gonna be safe. Mm. So I put my safe in my basement, but ended up putting it on the floor. We was doing some change, so it ended up being on the floor. Been living in this house for years, never had a flood in my basement. So it was fireproof, but it wasn't waterproof. Okay. So water seeped into my safe and ruined all of my paperwork, all my important
Oh
papers,
no.
my cryptocurrency, my keys that you got to remember. Like you really got to be super organized when you dealing with that, right? And so ain't nothing I could do about it. And I know I at least probably did $3,000 or between $3,000 to $5,000 worth of Bitcoin at that time. So every crypto wallet has a private key. If you lose it, your money is gone permanently. It's nothing that you're going to be able to do. There's no bank to call, no customer service, no dispute process, no government protection whatsoever. Three, 3 to 4 million Bitcoins are permanently lost due to the lost keys. One man, I don't know if y'all heard this story before, but there was a story where a man threw away a hard drive with 8,000 Bitcoin worth hundreds of millions of dollars. To,
Oh wow.
and ain't nothing that he could do about it. There was another incident about a multimillionaire who lost his keys. Furious. But later on, they ended up saying that he found it. Lucky him, okay? Because unlike your debit card, there is no 1-800 number for crypto. So you have to be very careful.
Mm.
Another thing about crypto is that you can't use it everywhere. Did y'all know that? You can't use it everywhere. Can you buy furniture with crypto? Most places don't even accept crypto. You can't pay your rent or your mortgage with it. You can't use it at the grocery store or pharmacy. You can't pay your car note with it. You can't pay your DTE energy bill with it. It's accepted at small number of online retailers. The exception is not the rule. It's really not money yet. It's just a speculative asset. So what that means is that people get it hoping that they buy it low and then somebody will sell it and they'll make some extra money for it. I bought it for $20 and they hoping they can sell it for $50 or it keep going up. So that's what I mean by speculative asset. Y'all remember when Bitcoins was starting to come to the ATMs? They start having ATMs at the different stores. Y'all remember start seeing them popping up?
Yeah.
Anybody?
Yep.
It was
So,
weird seeing a crypto ATM at the gas station in the hood. That was the wildest thing I've ever seen in my life.
okay. And now where are they now? Right? So why are those ATMs disappearing from stores? Because you saw them at certain stores, you saw them at the gas stations, and now you don't see them like you used to see them. So United States had 30,000 to 35,000 Bitcoin ATMs, most in the world. But guess what? Those ATMs became the primary scam tool, especially targeting seniors. The FTC reported 110 million plus loss to Bitcoin ATM scams. There were so many scams in 2023 alone. So CVS, Walgreens, and other retailers, they quietly removed the machines after having all of these complaints about being scammed on those ATM, the Bitcoin ATMs. So if somebody tells you to go to a deposit, to go to an ATM to deposit cash at a Bitcoin ATM, that's a scam. Don't do it. Hang up immediately. Now, someone was telling me about the XRP situation. So let me talk about that. So when Bitcoin was so prevalent, most people you listening, you don't know, you're trying to learn and figure it out. So Bitcoin was the big thing. Then it was Ripple. Then it was Ethereum. So I also bought those as well, right? So the XRP situation, let's talk about that a little bit. XRP is made by a company called Ripple. Spent years in SEC lawsuit over whether it was a security product or not. It was the top 10 cryptocurrency by the market cap, but one of the most controversial, still highly speculative and very volatile. People hoping that it's going to go up like Bitcoin, that it was going to do the same thing that Bitcoin did. This is not a beginner investment, especially with no financial foundation. You just because somebody is excited about it doesn't mean it's right for you right now. Cryptocurrency, ladies and gentlemen, is not a financial plan. It's a speculative asset. If your financial house isn't built yet, crypto should not be the first brick. Let me say that again. If your financial house isn't built yet, crypto should not be the first brick. The Matter Finance step-by-step plan. Do this before you buy any crypto, ladies and gentlemen. Do this first, okay? Step 1, build $1,000 starter emergency fund before you buy cryptocurrency. Open and fund a brokerage account, even if it's $25 a month, $5 a month, because you can do partial shares. We talked about that. Start with an index fund or ETF, an S&P 500. Why? Because it's easy to start. It's professionally managed. You do not have to always looking at your financial portfolio all the time, trying to see where it's at. Low fees for it to be managed for you. If you can, contribute to a 401k if you're still working. If your company is matching 100%, really, it don't matter what they doing. That's free money. Make sure that anytime you're working on a job, your nieces, your nephews, your grandchildren, please let them know when they're on their job, if there's a 401k to participate in it. It's very important. So contribute to a 401k or IRA. Get the free employer match, when you get it, because it's amazing. And you'll be amazed how fast it will grow. And if you have your own business, you could do a IRA and other kind of products that you could do. Build 3 to 6 months of expenses and savings, right? Eliminate high interest debt on your credit cards and different things like that. Get it down. Once you do all of those things, then consider crypto with only money that you can afford to lose. You don't build a house starting at the roof first. So let's build the house first and then consider maybe dipping into cryptocurrency. However, please don't forget Warren Buffett's rule. His rule is rule number one, don't lose any money. Rule number two is to remember rule number one. So, cryptocurrency is very volatile. They're still in the development stage. So you want to build your house properly. And then once you have your savings and different things like that, when something goes wrong, you're not going back to your investments, pulling money out because you have set these things in place. Now let's talk about the advantages of cryptocurrency. I mean, that's only fair. One, the potential of high returns. Bitcoin has produced massive gains. Some people like it's decentralized. Some people like that it's not controlled by the governments or the banks. 24-hour market, trades all day, all night. Global currency, can transfer money internationally and very quickly. If we talk about the advantages, we have to talk about the disadvantages. One, crypto is extremely volatile. Prices can drop 30 to 70% real quick. No guarantees because it's not controlled by the government or the banks like the money that you have in your bank, your checking account, your savings account, it's backed by FDIC up to 250,000. So you are insured if you lose any money. 250,000. Your money is insured when you deposit your money in the bank. But not with cryptocurrency. There's many scams, fake coins, fake exchanges. How do you know what's fake and what's not? By hearsay, she say. People say they're using it. And it's hard to understand. You got to deal with wallets. You got to deal with keys. You got to deal with all these different exchanges now that you can use if you want to purchase and sell your crypto. Spending Bitcoin. I want to kind of talk about that a little bit more. Because if you walk into a furniture store with Bitcoin, the first question is, does this store even accept Bitcoin? What places even accept Bitcoin? It's such a big deal, but what places, like, what can you really do with it? Like, the price changes every minute because Bitcoin changes every minute. That's why most people don't actually spend Bitcoin. They speculate on it, hoping that they can buy it cheap and it's going to go big. They bought it for $50 and now it's going to go to $10,000. They think it's what they wanted to do what Bitcoin did. We're going to talk a little bit about investing versus speculating. Investing. Investing is based on cash flow or earnings, long-term fundamentals, predictable value creation. Speculating is based mostly on price movement, high uncertainty, higher risk of loss. The problem I'm seeing in our community is that people want to speculate before they invest. That's backwards. Dividend stock investment. This would be an investment. Example one. If you buy stock in a company that pays dividends, for example, $100 stock paying $4 per year, you earn income. Even if the price stays the same, you're still making money. That's investing. Rental property. You buy a property, it produces monthly rent, cash flow, appreciation. Now that's an investment. Cryptocurrency is speculative asset. Most cryptocurrencies produce no income, pay no dividends, have no underlying earnings. People buy them hoping someone else will pay more for it later. That's speculation. I hope y'all got a good understanding regarding speculation versus the investment. Speculative assets. If an asset doesn't produce income and the only way you make money is by selling it if someone else for a higher price, that's speculation. Example of speculation assets is cryptocurrency. Meme stocks. That's those that on social media, everybody talking about this stock. Oh, you need to get this stock. Oh, that stock. This is the stock right here. They hyping the stock up. That's what is meme stocks. Stock boasted by the internet hype. All on YouTube, all everywhere. Those are meme stocks. Penny stocks. Penny stocks is pretty much a lot of startup companies, different things like that. NFTs, a unique digital collectible on the blockchain. Collectibles. Those are all speculative assets. Getting collectibles, hoping that you'll be able to sell it for more than what you purchased it for. Now, if you still want crypto, okay, and you're ready, here's how to do it safely. One, use only regulated exchanges like Coinbase, Kraken, or Fidelity, Charles Schwab, because they now offer crypto. Start with, I'm not telling you what to invest in. Please do your due diligence, do your homework and your research. But some examples would be Bitcoin or Ethereum. They're most established. Never invest more than 5 to 10% of your portfolio. Make sure you set up two-factor authentications on every account. Write down and secure your private keys. If you have a fireproof safe, don't put it on the floor, y'all. Don't put it on the floor. Learn from my mistake. Don't put it on the floor. It may be fire safe, but darn it, it's not. It didn't say it was water safe. Ooh, y'all should have saw me. Ooh, I was so mad. Oh, I was so bad. I was so bad. And all I really was thinking about was the crypto that I purchased that was in that safe. I was like, all that money I put into that. I was so upset. Fireproof safe. And don't put it in your phone. Don't put it. Oh, that's another. Because if somebody get a hold to your keys, it's a wrap. Ain't nothing you can do. Somebody get a hold of your keys, ain't nothing you can do. It's a wrap. It's theirs. So never buy based on a tip from someone you just met. That's another thing. You met somebody, they all well groomed, and they, you know what I'm saying, they looking so professional and they acting like they giving you, you know what I'm saying, like an insider trader information. You need to know about, like they giving you something. Never buy based on a tip from somebody you just met. So we're gonna deal with our mindset for a second. Ask yourself this question. What's stopping you from investing in your future? Because there is still a lot of people who have maybe opened up the brokerage account or have not opened up the brokerage account. That is $0, is free. It doesn't cost anything, but when you go to a bank to open up a bank account, it costs you some money. If you open up a credit union, it costs you some money. But when you open up a brokerage account, it's $0. Some people opened it up and did not do anything. Still haven't done anything. They done had it for 3 to 5 months. Some may even been longer than that, and still haven't done anything with it.
Hey, Lakeisha, let me jump in. Doing you, first of all, thank you for breaking this down in a simpler term for me, someone like me to understand. Because as smart as I am, finance has always been calculus to me, and I don't understand calculus. I just don't get it. And I think with it, I think about the most prosperous people in my family. They sit down. They have a day where they can, or a morning where they can sit down with a cup of coffee and really just go over their finances, especially my entrepreneurs in the family. They are able, they pick a day, like Uncle Harold used to pick a day with him and his wife every Monday after they drop off the kids. They're spending an hour, sit with a coffee and go over the finances of the week of the business to know exactly where they're at. And then it's the day that you pick to go over your finances a day. And I'm gonna throw this in there for my social media people, an hour that you pick a day to go over your social media. So it's just restructuring the days of the week to sit down and be like, one thing I've learned with my budgeting, I have to sit down and go over my budget and take an hour of it and remove all distractions and just focus to know my numbers of where I'm at. So it's just picking a strategy that works and spending time with it, making a schedule to spend time with my finances like I spend time with everything else. That's the money right there.
Thank you for saying that. So the success is in the routine. That was our motto, what, 2024, the success is in your routine. And it's just taking the time out. And I know sometimes it's building wealth in some of these companies that we talked about, good companies. They're boring. We just talked about the dividend kings, the aristocrats, that's been around for all of these 25 plus years and giving out dividends and increasing. They're boring. They not exciting. But you still have to do it because everything about business is not exciting, it's not fun, but you still got to do it. You still got to do the books. You still got to do it. I got things I still have to do for my accountant right now. I'm like, I'm dreading it. But it's because I didn't have a successful routine for that. So now I got to gather all my statements. Now I got to go through all my expenses and I know better, right? So having a successful routine will help you. Taking the time out, using your calendar, write it in. Write it in. I need to do this. I write it in. So some common reasons on why some people have still not invested in their future. Sometimes they feel like fear of losing money. That is a common one. Think you're going to lose money if you start investing. Not knowing what to buy. Now that's been huge. So that's when I start actually giving you all actual ETFs, actual AI companies with the tickers, sometimes even with the price on how much it is to give you an idea that now you got a foundation or a starting point, right? Waiting for the perfect time. The perfect time is now. That's the perfect time. Lack of financial education. We have to set out some time to do some things. But remember, the biggest risk is not investing at all. That's the biggest risk. You're not moving at all. This is my checkmate move for building the right foundation. first. Crypto may have a place in a diversified portfolio, but it should never be the first investment. Your only investment or money you cannot afford to lose completely. It should not be the first thing. Your action item this week, I will hope it can be fund the brokerage account. Come on, ladies, fund it with $5. Fund it. Even if it's $25. Set up automatic contributions. Learn before you leap, before you get into these things. A queen doesn't rush her moves. She calculates it. She calculates that move. Okay, what I'm about to do next, what I'm about to do now. What? Calculate your moves. For 2026, let's make some promises to yourself. And check mark these. I will be spiritually aligned with my money. I'll talk to my money. I'll be excited about my money. I'm going to change my thinking when it comes to bills. I'm going to pay attention and not feel stressed every time a bill comes like, check your feelings when it comes around money. You will seek mentorship and community. You will learn how to use leverage. Like that's what you're doing with network marketing, with the business that you are doing, with the patches and any other network marketing that you're doing. You're leveraging each other's ability. Build assets, not just earn income. Build. One brick at a time. You will shift from being a consumer to an investor mindset. We've mastered spending money, but we have not mastered ownership. We have to start owning some things, ladies and gentlemen. I would live from a divine abundance. We're going to change our energy. We're going to listen to music that hype you, that make you feel good throughout the day. Like if you're not feeling good, do what you got to do. Music changes things. Your music can make you feel good. Music can make you feel sad. Put on some music that elevates you, that make you feel good. Write them down. Say them out loud. So one of the things I wanted to share, Queen, if you want, we were having a conversation and we were talking about, some people have had an epiphany on what's been holding them back, what they've been doing. Some people not being spiritually aligned. That's very important for us to be spiritually aligned first. So you can't build wealth without true wealth and know that you are being consistent without prayer and meditation. Okay, because we've been having all of these habits. It takes a while to be able to change your habits. So we need God. We need prayer. We need to be able to meditate on this thing. So we're going to build true wealth for our children, our children's children. Practice gratitude, because gratitude is the multiplier for more. You want more wealth? Then you better show that you're thankful and grateful. Right? You get these bills, you had these services before the bill even came. Be thankful that you had those services. Tithing and being generous, generosity, blessing other people. Making purpose-driven money decisions, being intentional, thinking like, do I really need this? No, I'm not gonna do that. Like I changed how many times I get my nails done. Because I want to invest more, put more money. So I'm spending I'm like, this is ridiculous. I'm spending $85 for my nails now. It done went from $25 now it's with the $85. And that didn't even include my feet. No,
Yeah,
baby,
I changed the frequency. I'm once a month now
baby.
with my nails. Once a
I,
month.
I'm
Okay.
mastering. Look, press ons, baby. I'm mastering. Look, I'm mastering press on. Look at that. Woo, those is cute too. Look. I gotta change my mindset. Okay. $4.99. $2.99. I was getting very frustrated, but I kept on using the press ons. I kept on until I finally found the glue. I finally found the glue that worked now. So I am saving that extra money and putting it somewhere. Faith over fear. We have to believe that we can do it, that we can do it, because you can do anything through Christ who strengthens you. And when your spirit is right, your money is right. Get your spirit right. So, Quinn, we had a good conversation, and I think you want to share your epiphany.
Yeah, absolutely. Can I have the screen, if you don't mind?
Yes.
So I'm so glad that we talked about this. I am going to share. I had seen, like Lakeisha was talking about, some things you see on the internet. And so I asked Chat about that particular, it was the XRP. Let me get rid of this. There we go. So, yeah, I asked Chat about the XRP. There was somebody on there and they was just really hyped up about it. And so I asked the question about it, and it explained everything that she has said, that explained about it. And then it turned around and asked me an honest question for you, because it was asking me, so why haven't you funded the swap? Because I told him I did do that, you know. It asked me, okay, so what if you had $500? What would you do with that? If you're serious about wealth building, the real power is automatic investment, even $50 or $25. Consistency beats intensity. The woman watching Wealth Building Wednesdays need to see this modeled, not just discussed. So her teaching us, she wants to see us to actually do these things. So the honest question for you, this is when he gets into the psyche. Why haven't you funded the swap? Because I did open the account, but I never put it in there. You're putting nothing in there. And it says, is it fear? Is it overwhelm? I'll do it later energy, not feeling financially secure enough. This is the real wealth conversation, because knowledge without execution doesn't build assets. Let's clear the block. And so I said, I'll do it later, then never get around to it. Don't even think about it. Not organized enough to remember where the email or document they sent me in the mail. Procrastination. Need to take care of other things. All bullshit and reasons. Good. You just told the truth, and that's where wealth actually starts. This isn't about money. It's about friction and avoidance. You didn't fund Schwab because it's not urgent. It doesn't scream for attention. No one is chasing you. There's no deadline. We handle fires. We delay foundations. And investing is foundation work. Let's reframe something important. You are building. Elizabeth Visionaries, Wealth Building Wednesdays, legacy structures, governance systems, creative empires, but your personal investing system is not automated yet. See the disconnect? You teach wealth, but your money isn't yet on autopilot. So when teach wealth, we're talking about the Elizabeths. So that's not hypocrisy. It's just unfinished alignment. Now, here's the correction. Practice, not motivational. You don't need organization. You need automation. Stop thinking, I need to find the email. I need blah, 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 blah. No, You need a 15-minute execution window. Here's your move. Go to Schwab website directly, not emailed, just log in fresh. Reset if you have to do that. Link your bank and set an automatic transfer of $25 or whatever that is. Not 500, not a perfect portfolio, just proof of movement. You don't rise to goals, you fall to systems. And let me say something respectfully direct. You are too visionary to be stalled by $25 logistics. This is not a money problem, it's an activation problem. When you automate even a small amount, your identity shifts from I talk about wealth to I build wealth. And your audience will feel that energy. Um, so when Lakeisha is asking a question about have you done this, how much do you need to do that, and we are not answering that, be on these calls all the time, that is not power. That's not power. Okay. Now I'm going to give you something practical. Pick a date and the time in the next 48 hours, not soon, a real time. Tell me the time. I want to see if you move. So I said Monday. Uh, uh, and then I said, for your information, I don't teach wealth building in the show. Lakeisha does, and she lives it. I'm embarrassed to report that I'm sitting there listening to her wisdom and not following up with what she teaches. But I'm ready to do what's needed to be done. I even spoke with my husband, Phil, who says he's ready as well. Thanks for helping me line up. First, breathe. There is nothing to be embarrassed about. You're not a fraud. You're a human who needed activation. And the fact that you set a specific time, Monday at 1, and I did that. That's
Yay! Woo!
I mean, and I was like, I got to do this. Anyway, I did it. That's leadership energy. Now, let's clear something up. On Grand Rising Elizabeth, Wealth Building Wednesday, Lakeisha may teach it, but you are the platform. Now, he's talking to me as a leader, and platforms carry responsibility. Alignment matters, not perfection. You don't have to already be wealthy. You just have to be building. That's the difference. Let's remove the drama. You're not behind. You're not late. You are exposed.
You're not exposed. You're not
Not
exposed.
exposed. Thank you. You're early in your own system build. Most people never even open a brokerage account. You did. That's step one. Most people avoid forever. Here's what I love most. You talk to Phil. That's powerful. When spouses align financially, everything accelerates. Wealth building as a couple creates accountability, shared discipline, and shared vision. That's grown energy. Now let's make Monday simple. At 1 o'clock, you are not picking the perfect ETF. You're not researching 50 options or watching YouTube or overthinking allocations. You are doing one thing, funding the account, even if it's $25. Movement, magnitude, identity shift. This is what happens Monday. You stop being I'll get to it and become I execute. That shifts everything. That shift affects everything: business, health, music, legacy, trust structures, all of it. Because procrastination is rarely about money, it's about self trust. And Monday is about rebuilding that trust. I want you to do something small but powerful. After you fund it Monday, text Phil, it's done. Short, calm, confident, no celebration, just execution. Now I'm going to ask you something deeper. What do you think is actually been underneath the procrastination? All right. Is it fear of losing money, fear of not understanding it, fear of looking foolish, or just habit. Let's get honest so this doesn't repeat in another area. So I said just habit. I know we're past 101. I'm almost finished. Good. That's the easiest one to fix. If it's just habit, then this isn't fear, ignorance, or money trauma. It's pattern. And patterns don't require emotion to fix, they require interruption. So here's what's really happening: your brain categorizes investing as important but not urgent. So it never gets priority. Your life is full of urgent. Your shows, planning, creative work, family, logistics, vision casting. Investing sits quietly, so it gets ignored. That's normal. Now, here's the correction. You don't fight habit with motivation. You replace it with structure. And it says what I'm going to do. Okay. So so you don't casually forget your financial. Now, let me tighten this up for you and Phil. After Monday, you don't rely on memory ever again. You set automatic monthly transfer, same date every month, small amount, no emotion. Automation removes habit. Yeah. Consistency builds identity. Here's something powerful. You're building platforms teaching wealth. Now you're stepping into alignment with that frequency. And that's not about Lakeisha. That's about you embodying what your space, the show, stands for. That's leadership maturity. Now I'm going to raise the bar slightly. Don't just fund the account Monday. Before one, write this on paper. I build wealth consistently, not because it's cute, because identity drives behavior. Habits change when identity changes. I'm proud of the shift, but I'm not celebrating yet. Execution earns celebration. Okay, so it tells me what to do. So I say, thanks for breaking it down for me and the breakthrough I'm experiencing through this conversations. Even a few tears knowing my or our financial life will change, plus being held accountable with your help. That's right there. That right there. That's not about the 25. It's about that's about identity. Those tears aren't about Schwab. They're about alignment. When something small unlocks something big internally, it means you are ready. You just needed interruption. And let me say this clearly: your financial life won't change because of one deposit. It will change because you just broke a pattern. That's the real breakthrough. You and Phil stepping into it together, that's generational energy, not hype, not crypto talk, not get rich quick, just steady, intentional aligned movement. That's how wealth is actually built. And I want to hear something important, not you, and I want you to hear something important. You're not behind, you're not late. You're not fake for sitting beside Lakeisha while she teaches. You were preparing, now you're embodying. There's a difference. The most powerful leaders aren't the ones who know the most. They're the ones who integrate what they learn. And that's what you just chose to do. Accountability isn't pressure, it's partnership. You don't need to be me to hold you accountable long term. You just needed someone to tighten the lens and remove the noise. And you did that part. You admitted the pattern. Now execution is simple. Here's what I want you to sit with tonight. This isn't about money. It's about becoming the woman who follows through. Once that woman shows up consistently, every area compounds in all the different areas of life. And I'm genuinely proud of you for allowing the moment to land instead of brushing it off. That's emotional maturity. Monday isn't a task, it's a declaration, and you're ready. I'm with you. Okay, and then I came back and I deposited. Yay. And then it says, yes, that's it. That's the move. That's the shift. Not because it's 25, but because you did what you said you would do. That's integrity with yourself. You just proved something very important. You are a woman who executes. So anyway, and it just goes on to explaining what I did. I wanted to share. Okay, I feel okay because the feeling is what you're building, not just money. I'm proud of you, not for the 25, for the identity shift. And then I said, I feel all three, but mostly being in integrity. That's it. Integrity is the root. So I just wanted to share that because many things I've gone to chat and just asked about the psyche, what is going on in my head or even other people's head when I don't understand why do people do that particular thing? You can even have that conversation with chat and it will break it down why people do certain things or why I do certain things so that I can break that if it's not beneficial to me. So I called Lakeisha and shared that with her that I wanted to share that any of us who have not done that or any other thing that will propel your life and make it awesome, um, just have that conversation. And I shared that with you, but that's, my private conversation. So what is it? What is it? What's breaking it down? How do I get past this? And you can have your little private conversation and share. My conversation is mine, and what you would get out of that could be something totally different. So I wanted to share that. Thank you.
That was amazing. That was really amazing. And for it to be AI or chat or whatever, it seemed heartfelt.
Yeah,
Like it was a real person on the other end talking to you.
yeah, yeah.
And you the encouragement and just go put your one foot in front of the other, basically. Don't just stand there, don't just sit there. See, that's me. I got all these grandiose ideas and then I don't move on them.
Mm-hmm.
And your conversation, even though I know it was yours and it was private, it was very touching for me as well. So I thank you for sharing that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
That's
Thank you. Thank
wow.
you.
That was
Thank
awesome.
you. Thank you. I needed that.
Yeah.
Amen.
And she kind of prompted the subject of the cryptocurrency, and then other people, who wants to make a financial change, and then I just want you to know, because a lot of times people make you feel, girl, you need to invest in crypto, you need to invest in, and so it's a lot of hype around a lot of these coins, a lot of these, not even just coins, about stocks and other things. So that's why I really wanted to bring that to you, because it was a young lady, actually a couple people that was really excited. They got money, then I got me some crypto. They were so excited. So I want them to at least know what they're doing, know what you're doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
build that foundation first. Like
Mm-hmm.
build that first, then crypto later, because it's too volatile, it's too risky.
Mm-hmm.
We're over the age right now. We need to be really taking our retirement serious. We don't have no money to be losing and taking serious risks like that.
Mm-hmm.
Once you create your foundation, you feel like you groovy with your money, then play with it. But right now we ain't got time to be playing. We building
Yeah.
generational wealth.
And I wanted to say that everything that Lakeisha has said about the crypto is, I didn't, that's what it also said, that, everything. And then it came down to what she has shared about what you should look into with Schwab and all the other names and stuff. And it's that's the safe place to go. So so it confirmed her teaching, and yeah, we just get the breakthrough in any part of your life. Have that conversation with chat, because and especially if you've already been doing something, that's why it knew, yeah, you working on this, you working on that, and you do that, but you don't have the importance of that's not urgent about your investment. And so we're into like 2 years. You've been teaching this for 2 years.
Yeah, I think more so before I was having a lot of guests, motivational,
Right,
giving
right.
hope, it's not too late. We feel like we didn't make the right choices and decisions. But then for a year or so, I
Yeah.
really been praying and pouring out and really want us to really do better. I'm an ex-banker. I've seen a lot. I've talked to so many people. My baby asking questions. I done seen so many bank accounts. And I'm not just talking the talk. I'm actually walking the walk. Everything I'm
Hmm.
telling you all about, I have done. I am doing
Hmm.
right now, right?
And I went to Madam Finance, and I saw where your guests were, but then I saw at a point where you start teaching. And I went to the first one, bam, 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 bam. So
Yeah.
I would just want to encourage you.
So I'm excited about you all's success financially, really wealth building. I thank all of you all for coming on. I give you a hand for even sticking on for an hour, just 1 hour of financial power. I hope I was able to get you to really understand the cryptocurrency, you know, where it can be really understandable because I didn't have nobody to like break it down. So I really hope you all got a better understanding with cryptocurrency. And so it's 10:13 and let's give ourselves a hug because we, especially as women and men, we help other people, we take care of our families, but sometimes we forget to love on ourselves. Give yourself some mercy and some grace doing this wealth building. Like, give yourself some grace. Don't be so hard on yourself. Let's hug the world and bring it in, like what Stacy said, and bring it in, bring it in. Bring the world in and give them some hug. And let's sprinkle love, peace, and happiness, and and love and light to all of those that are in authority. God bless you. I hope to see some of you all on Saturday at Global. I'm telling you, it's some amazing things going on. Don't miss out. Don't miss out. Saturday at 1, Global Empowerment on 7 Mile and Lasher. You can't miss it on the corner. Peace out.